Hello traders, I hope you're doing well today. Uh, I wasn't able to do a live stream today because I wasn't prepared, but I decided to make this quick video, a live stream, to tell you a bit about my trading day, which was really good, by the way. So now I'm almost very close to pass the Apex eval in 5 trading days. The 2 weeks ago, the week before, I took it very slow, so basically I didn't make any decent profits. But this week, as I said in my previous video, I decided to risk a bit more, and just by this week, I'm almost at the profit target. But I made this stream mostly to tell you about my trades today. So basically, what you see on the screen now is my high time frame and volume profile chart. So let me explain what we had today. So we had the pre-market today quite bullish. A bullish move which started from the retest of the quarterly VWAP. So here we see, let me take this one. Yeah, so basically we see the quarterly VWAP, which is here. It was tested for a second time during the night. The first time was a few days ago. Let me see. We'll go back. Yeah, so the first time was during the major breakdown, which was at the 20th of August, like 2 days ago. We had the first quarterly VWAP test, and now we had now overnight today. So you see scrolling. We had the second very major pullback, which tested the quarterly VWAP for a second time. After seeing this, so after seeing the second test of the quarterly VWAP, and seeing also the big bullish move that produced, I had a very bullish bias. Also, what we saw today, which also contributed to the major bullish bias, was that we tested like 4 times the quarterly VWAP. All the previous times we had the big rejections, so you see here. But today we had only very minor rejections of 6 points instead of 20 points. So even the rejections, they were very small. So something was telling me, after this second retest and after seeing all this, and after seeing that the delta was above 0, so if you see here, the delta during all night was above 0, and then it started building. So after seeing this, I had a bullish bias. I attempted a short from the quarterly VWAP, having as a first target the monthly previous DVA high in this area, and then my ultimate target was here, because I was thinking that okay, we may have a big rejection like before, but after seeing that, by the way, the trade was had a very late entry, you can see a very late entry, but after I saw that it couldn't hit the target and was just coming back, I decided to almost like scratch it. Then I was waiting for the open. As I saw on the delta was building up, so basically we're just waiting for the time to break with the opening. Okay, and now let's see that my first entry just above the quarterly VPOC, but after seeing there was some selling here, and since we're just inside the zone, which is this zone by the way, is made from the quarterly VPOC at the lower side, and the higher side was made. Just gonna show you now. So we see that the higher side, in just a few points, is made. You see here the ledge of this POC. You see here the volume. So I decided to make a zone at this ledge and the quarterly VPOC, which proved very correct. We see here I couldn't break it. We saw here rejection. We saw here again. You had the price in here and here. Basically, we're just trusting the zone. So let's go to today's trades. So into today's trade, since we were still in the zone, the bearish zone, I decided to scratch this trade as well. But after seeing, I'm just gonna show you now. After seeing this exact attempt to sell, which failed, and then price coming up, I decided to enter again. My target was the previous day high, but after I saw also some attempt here to sell, which I saw on the order flow. It's not very visible here, and since I was with a quite large size, I decided to cut my trade and left it run. After we saw some acceptance of above the previous day high, I decided to take another trade, a second trade, just basically scalps above the previous day high and into the weekly previous DVA low. And if you remember, the weekly previous DVA low was a very bearish level, which held quite very good in the past. Let me find the previous charts, the high time trades. Yeah, so I found it. So basically, if we see here, just give me a sec. Yeah, so if we see the weekly chart, we saw here how the weekly previous DVA low held very well here, here. So it was quite a very, hard to say, like a very key level. So after I saw that this one broke, I saw that this level was holding, and if we go back to our chart, so I decided to enter here, as I said, above the previous day high, and I decided to play a little bit safe and say, since I knew that the weekly previous DVA low was quite a bearish, very strong level, I decided to cut my second trade there. And as we saw, price did a big pullback almost at this you see, like the ledge the distribution did almost exact pullback, which the quarterly here at the zone, very close to the zone, and then it just skyrocketed. I didn't take this trade because I was in very good profits from these two scalps, so I decided to stay out. But it played very well, to be honest. That was my trading day, to be honest. Whoever took this big trade, it was insane trade. It just reminded me back in February when Trump was just twittering some news, and we had some insane trades, some moves of 200 points. Just remind me that. But the way we see, it was very easy for the price to close this gap because we don't see any high time frames in between. We see that quarterly DVA high, and then there's nothing, and then there's a big conference, bearish conference here, you see, which price what it did, just broke because it was very forceful, came back and tested it, you see, and then went up again and it tested it again one more time. So we see, yeah, in theory it could be a nice trade to capture this trade, this gap, which there was no volume in between, there was no high time frames. But as I said, I was very good in profits. I didn't want to risk anymore, and I said, okay, just go out and we can trade another day to get the rest. I think it's left 400 to hit my profit target. So as I said, I'm not in a rush, so I can get it another time. And that's basically my trade. If we see here the volume, the delta, sorry. So if we see here, so as I said, the reasons why I had a very bullish hypo today. There's been quite a few days where since the opening there were a very bullish market. So just remind me one of those days. We saw also that, as I said, the delta was holding the zero above base, which case gave a nice momentum to the upside. We saw like all this volume coming in, which was giving me confidence to take this trade after the attempt to sell here. Wrongfully I took it out here, which I could hold a little bit more, but I decided to play more safe. Then we see it's because probably here there's some sell, we see, at the delta, that's why I took it, even though it was absorbed. And then as we were just going into the previous day high and we broke above it, we were still at the 6k or so delta, and I say okay, and due to my experience, I thought that the market has more to give, so that's why I decided to hold the trade up to here and actually take the second trade, because we're just above the 6k, and I saw market, I thought that the market could give more, and it did, actually it did more than 10k in the end. Anyways, that was a trade. It was simple in concept, and simple in concept, and you just have to be cautious after that to see how it plays out in real time. So that was my trade. I hope you guys did well as well. As I said, let me see. And let me see our stats now, how they play out. So I'm just gonna enter my trade, today's trade, into the TradeZilla to see where we stand at. So you can see here, so you can see my stats. So we see that most of the majority of the profits I did this week, almost 2.5k. Profit factor 4, trade win 50%, 52, and the average almost 3.6, almost 4. If we go to the reports, and if we go to the overview, okay, I took 21 trades, which is could be better. It's more. I try to see to have above 30 trades to take into consideration the stats, but they're very good so far. So the number of winning trades was 10, the losing trades were 10, almost like 50%. What else? Largest profit was 1,000. Largest loss was 1/5 of that. Factor 4. I had one losing day. Average daily PNL was 325 almost. With the average losing PNL was 88. So we see the difference. If you play defensively, you play carefully how low you can keep your losing days. And the largest was like 1,000, and the largest was 88. The R needs to be updated because I haven't updated my R in 2 days. Yeah, but the stats are really good so far. So with that in mind, I go into the next week and see what will bring us. Anyway, you have a nice day, and I hope you're having a nice weekend, and I'll see you next week, hopefully with live trading as always. See you later.